So you have been following an egalitarian approach. All are equal with respect to your employees as well as the guests. The guests come and they got to queue up in the line. Whatever level, whatever profession, whatever background they may have, but they still queue up to enter and enjoy Vijays, right? So the question will come, why did you do things so differently? A lot of people have long waiting times for the, long reservation timings, and even the kitchens are managed by the chefs in a very tough manner internationally. You've possibly gone through that journey, early phases, how the chefs treat their people in the kitchen. So, but you did things very differently. So would you like to say a couple of words?
Because I was treated with disrespect in my own kitchens by where I was working, is I said I will turn everything that bothers me about my industry around. So I said I will not have sous chefs and chefs. I will treat, and there will be no staff meals. We will all eat together, whatever they want to eat, whether it's the front of the house or the back of the house, they will allow to eat it. Biggest thing I did was, and I wanted no reservations, is because in our industry, we are notorious to say, oh, so-and-so is so-and-so, and so is so-and-so and so. I wanted everybody to be equal. So it doesn't matter whether you're an actor or you're a teacher. Because to me, a teacher that teaches my kids to be great human beings, or a nurse that saves lives, is as important as an actor whose name is out there. Why is one actor more important than anybody else, though? Who says they're more important? Nobody says that they're more important. It's luck of the draw that somebody has money and somebody doesn't. But the hard work and the love behind it is exactly the same. So I wanted to remove all this extra padded layers that our industry comes with. And I think it's important for us to realize that giving no reservation or being an equal means that you're treating people with respect and love. And it was never there that they waited outside. They came in, they had a glass of chai, we brought some food out for them. It was relaxing. It's like coming to a lounge and just chilling out. And I think that was what was important for me. Acknowledging the people that are waiting and not letting anybody feel disrespected. कि है मैं तो teacher हूँ और मैं lawyer हूँ तो मेरे को कोई नहीं पूछता और वो actor है तो he becomes or she becomes a VIP. Why? At the end of the day, everybody is doing their job and their part in their lives, and they do a great job of it. So when I go somewhere and somebody says, I'll give you this preferential treatment, I say, no, I don't want it. I want to be like everybody else. I do not want to be treated differently. Because at the end of the day, the color of my blood is exactly the color of the blood of the person next to me. So what makes anybody a bigger being? And it's wrong for us to think that मैं ज़्यादा important हूँ किसी से. कोई भी important नहीं होता. सब important है. I just had this beautiful. I just watched this beautiful documentary the other day. It was Amitabh Bachchan and Kapil Dev talking about this movie that has just come out. And I saw their video and I saw this their program, and you look at them. They are both keep talking about their work and the performances and the worship and the love of what they do, not how big they've become and what they have become. And I think that's what is most fundamentally important, is that I learned so much from that interview with him, listening to him, because he was more about hum ye karte the, hum ye karte hain, hum, talking about his art and music and everything else. That is extremely important. So I also become a learner. I don't think that I know it all. When I go to India and I go to somebody's house in India and that woman makes a different cup of a chai differently, I'm like, oh God, मेरे को सिखाओ कैसे बनाई आपने, क्योंकि you don't know everything, and हमारे हिंदुस्तान में जितने लोग हैं उतने ही style की cuisines हैं.
True.
So it's important to do things differently, but paying respect to where you came from.
Yeah, respect for the individual, the person. Yeah, it's not the position. It's all about the respecting the person.
Exactly. Yeah. And making sure that they feel respected, that
yes.
This is the love, that you're genuine and you're honest.
Right. All right. Now, everybody in life, from the journey of life, is bestowed with certain strengths and certain weaknesses or areas of growth and learning process. So if you look back, what was your strengths? What were your strengths which you felt you were bestowed with? And what are the areas you had to grow and improve to be where you are today?
So that's a great question, and it's a very personal question, and I'll answer it very with person. I think my strengths were I love people. I enjoy people. I love talking to people. I am somebody who could be in a place, in a get together, and I will have people laugh and talk to me and bring people in. So I'm able to do that. My biggest negative is I have a tendency to do 5, 6, 8 things at the same time. The goal for me is to just make sure that Indian food is represented properly. But in that goal, I take 6 different ways and I get distracted sometimes. And one of my distractions was loss of my marriage. And I am open enough to say it. I admit it. If you're going to fail, fail loudly. If you're going to fail, then fail loudly. Be a man or a woman and be strong and say, I made a mistake. I'm sorry for it. And I believe that I made a biggest mistake. I left a totally happy marriage because I believe that my path, journey was different than hers. And for that, I had to pay the price. And it hurts. It really hurts. So my weakness is that I have a tendency to do 6 things at the same time. 7, I'll keep taking things on my plate. And for that, I have learned over the years to say, okay, I'm not going to take this project on. I'm not going to say yes to this. I'm not going to accept this on. And I'm going to remain, especially now that I'm 53, I feel that I need to rein in and tie in all the loose ends that I have so that I can bring it back into what the actual focus was of the 16-seat restaurant in 1994. कि हिंदुस्तानी खाना खाया आपने, इससे ज़्यादा स्वाद खाना कहीं नहीं मिला. ये होना चाहिए.
Okay. Now, if you have to recall the most, I'm sure you had many memories of this success journey. But if you have to identify one most memorable day of your success journey, what would that be?
I have just recently come from New Delhi, cooking for our Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, and I was invited to cook. I think my most important feeling was that I was inviting the Prime Minister of a country that I live in to the country of my birth, and to showcase that country's beautiful food and flavors, and to be able to share with him, to say, when you go to Harmandir Sahib, when you go anywhere else, please wear Indian clothes. To me, was the biggest moment of personal achievement, because I really do believe that I come from the largest democracy in the world called India, but I live in the best democracy in the world called Canada. And so for me to be able to cook for a Prime Minister in the country of my birth and showcase has been one of my biggest highlights of my career. And for him to acknowledge and to be able to talk to the chefs of India about Canadian produce, Canadian farmers, Canadian blueberry farmers of our Punjabi descent in Vancouver, our seafood, what we have, the quality of life we have, the tourism that we have, to be able to talk about that to Indians in India has been highlighted. I almost feel like I went there as an unappointed ambassador of the country.
That was coming to my mind.
I felt like I was going to an unappointed ambassador of the country, and the love and the respect that I got from them was just beautiful.
Wow, beautiful. I'm sure you will remember it for a long time.
I do.
Yes. Now, if you were to name two people who impacted your life the most and helped you progress in your career, who would they be?
They have to be alive, or can they be gone?
They can be anyone. Like they impacted your life in totality.
So I definitely would want to meet Gandhiji.
Okay.
The reason I would want to meet Gandhiji is because I would love to see and hear from him. What was his thought process of when he was going through that, when he was thrown out of that train in South Africa, to come back and to fight and to deal with all these issues, and how he managed to change a course of a nation. I think definitely I would love to meet him for that. And I would love to meet Roshan Lal Vij again. My dada, who used to say to me in Punjabi, कि विक्रम जब तू बड़ा होएगा ना तो तू विजिस दा ना जरूर पॉपुलर करी. I would love to meet him and I love to see him, and I think somewhere up there he's looking down and saying, my grandson did it.
Yeah.
So I really am. I would love to, and tell him all the naughty things I used to do. Like I would go to his wallet when he was sleeping, and I would pull out money from his wallet and go and buy candies and things like that. I would love to tell him, it was me who used to steal all your money and go and buy candies.
Wow. That's and you have created Vij's as a true tribute to your grandfather. No questions about it.
It is. I mean, the name of the Vij's has nothing to do with Vikram Vij. It has to do with the family of Vij's and the idea of saying, you come to Vikram Vij's house, let's enjoy, relax, and have delicious food.
Right. Now, if you have to identify or say something or share something which people don't know about you, what would that be?
One of the things that people think that because you're chefs and you cook delicious foods, that you go home and you eat lavish foods. People don't realize it, that I come from a country where I don't like to waste food. Because bhukha rehna bahut mushkil hota hai. It's very difficult to remain hungry. So when the food comes out from the tables of the restaurant, not on the plates, but if there's a bowl of curry left or rasa left, I take it home and I eat that because I cannot see it go wasted. So people say to me, you must be eating fancy lamb popsicles or fancy dishes on the menu. I don't. I actually eat what's left over from the plate that comes in. Not from the plate, not the customer's plate, but the bowl that's sitting there and somebody doesn't want to take it home. It really bothers me that hum khana aise waste kar rahe hain. Yahan to ghar le jaiye, but khana ann ko jaya nahi karna chahiye. Ann ko waste nahi karna chahiye. So it really bothers me that I do it. And so people will think that I eat lavish foods. I actually don't. I eat leftover. Agar chawal bache hain, ya aadhi roti bachi hai, ya koi bacha hai. And it comes from, if you look at it, Indian mothers do the same thing sometimes. If you look at it, everybody's eating all those fancy meals and everything else, and the mother would just go to the back, jo patile mein niche se laga, jo bacha hua hai, wohi roti ke saath kha lete. These are things that you learn. My grandmother used to do that. कि proper बैठ के रोटी नहीं खानी है, कि जो पतीले में बचा है उसको उसी के साथ रब किया और उसी को करके खा लिया और उसी से पेट भर दिया. That is what I do, and people don't know this much. People, may think that I eat fancy. I actually don't. I eat very simple leftover food from the plates, from the bowls.
Oh my God. I'm sure you have surprised many people through your, and the frankness with which you share things. That's amazing.
Because डर नहीं ना है,
Yeah,
डर नहीं है, क्या होगा, कुछ नहीं होगा. Nobody is going to say anything. I really believe that food should not be wasted.
true.
जो पानी आपकी टेबलों से वापस आता है, उसको हम बचा के, जो हमारे प्लांट्स हैं, हम उनको पानी देते हैं, उसके साथ.
Very true.
Sustainability. हम कितने सालों से कह रहे हैं कि we must be careful, we must be careful, we must be careful. We must be careful. Otherwise, one of the things I told Justin, our Prime Minister, when he was there, is I said, look at this country that you're in. This country 500 years, 5,000 years ago was as rich as your country today. We had the minerals, we had the water, we had everything. But because of some wrong mistakes, we don't have it now. So treat this planet with respect and love and don't take it for granted.
Great message. I really appreciate that. Now, saying thank you. Big people, successful people always have a sense towards gratitude. They always are thankful to what they have. So if you were to say thanks to 3 people, I'm trying to put a number, not necessarily. You have the choice of adding more. But if you would like to thank a couple of people in your life who really impacted your life in a big way, who would they be?
Well, first of all, I would love, and I really thank Miru, who has been an instrumental part in being of who I am, and saying sorry to her, to say, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. So I'm very, very thankful to her for that. I would love to be thankful to my kids, because in spite of seeing how crazy I was and how silly I was, they still said to me, Papa, I love you. So I think if I could put those two together as one of them, and then Miru, and I really, really, really cannot thank enough to all the staff that works together with me in that goal. And without them, I would be nothing. They are like my backbone. They are my reed ki haddi. I could have everything I want, but if I don't have that spinal cord, they are my spinal cord. They are the ones who are feeling and moving and twitching and tasting and doing things for me from the back. They are my support. Without their support, I would be gimp. I would be not here. So without them, all of them are one of the most fundamental things for me. I mean, these are my most gratitude. Of course, you pay gratitude towards the God and the love and everything that you have received from there. But I have I will knock on wood and say, I'm just totally humbled and honored that I have been given this opportunity. And I'm truly blessed as a human being.
Now, as a message to the next generation, if you have to identify 3 success mantras of your life, which you would like to recommend to the future generation, upcoming generation who are going to embrace the life, the real world, what would they be?
Well, first of all, would be education. Study what you're studying to do. So study in the field that you really love doing. Most important part. Because education is power. And power only comes to people that have an educated opinion. So education, read, work. Second is experience. Success is not a pill that you take at night time and then you wake up in the morning and you're successful. It doesn't. Success is that you had brown hair and now you have white hair. That's success. Success is that you can look back and say, I did the best I could. I worked hard at it. And if I failed, then so be it. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up and go out and do it. That is success. That is what I would say. Whether you're 21 or 51, never stop living your life. Because the day you stop living your life, is the day where you should be underground. Because you're only going to be here for those time that जितना भगवान ने नाम दिया है, जितना टाइम दिया, उतना ही रहोगे. Nobody has stayed a day longer or a day younger, less. So you might as well enjoy every moment of it, and don't crib, don't cry. Do what you want to do out of passion. So if you feel like going, like I've actually just decided in 2 or 3 months ago that once all of this is done at the age of 60, I have 7 more years to go. I already have that focus. I am going to go to a small little island and open up another 16-seat restaurant where I will do all the cooking.
Wow.
I've already decided. I'm like, dekhi jayegi. And my kids were laughing so hard. They were like, really, Papa? And I said, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to go back to ground zero where I started and cook food and just cook food for the fun's sake.
And in fact, that is true passion of what you do.
Yeah.
It comes from inside, you know, comes from inside.
Ideas come from there. I don't have the idea कि भाई मैंने 50 रेस्टोरेंट खोल लेने हैं या ये कर लेना है. ये नहीं है मेरे को सिर्फ ये है कि कोई मेरे को देख के कहे कि यार Vikram has made changes to the way Indian food is perceived. And I think I'm proud of every Indian chef in this community. I don't want to take it away from myself. I actually think there are great Indian chefs in this country and in England and everywhere else that have put and worked extremely hard. On their behalf, I am saying thank you to the people that come to our restaurants and support us.
All right. Now, if you were to relive your life, what would you do differently if you were to relive your life?
See, first of all, it will never happen. So it's a fantasy. Right? But if I was to relive my life, I would do nothing differently, not even a minute differently, because I've had a good life. What more can I ask for?
Okay.
What more can you ask? So, living in a fantasy world and hoping कि वो होता, ये होता, you know, the only thing I would want to do is maybe I would have wanted to become a Bollywood actor.
Oh,
maybe
okay.
I would have loved to do some stage acting if possible.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And now the closing question, which I always have for the people, you know, I normally interview as my success icons. What's your dream?
You know, dreams change as time changes.
Sure.
The only dream that I want people to do or have is every Canadian household in this country should eat Indian food once a week. They should eat Chinese food once a week. They should eat Vietnamese food once a week. They should eat steak once a week. They should change things, because I've always believed that cuisines are like rivers. So they must flow and change. So even if you're an Indian, you should eat food from different parts of the world. Don't eat always Indian food. Eat food from different parts of the world. Eat food from China. Eat food from Vietnam. Eat food from Canada. Eat food from different parts of the world. Because when you eat food from different places of the world, you build understanding and tolerances. And that is the only dream that I have, that I want every human being to understand and enjoy great cuisines and great foods of this world.
Wow, that was awesome. Absolutely awesome. Now, I'm at the close of the interview, but thank you very much, Mr. Vikram, for your time. I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. And, you know, you took out, I know you're very, very busy, but you took out time for this. And I'm sure, you know, your interview or your success journey is going to inspire many people for times. And that's my whole mission here. When I brought you in, my vision is that, yes, your journey, your story is going to motivate many, many people for time to come. Thank you very much once again. Appreciate that.
Namaskar. And if I have managed to motivate even a young chef to feel that if a line cook can become a dragon one day, so can I become somebody one day. That is the focus and the drishti that I've given to somebody else. And I wish everybody who watches this and you a great humble namaste, and thank you very much for having me on the show. I'm truly honored and humbled.
Thank you very much. It's an honor, indeed an honor for me. Thank you very much to have you on my feature, and I'm sure you will inspire many souls and lives in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Ji. Namaskar.
Thank you very much. Namaskar.